I'm Kavé Salamatian, a professor at Universidad de Saboya at Annecy, and I have been working on internet science and globally in networking research for around 16-17 years now. The interesting thing is that I am the only technician there, meaning that I bring, I think, a kind of different view to the problems, a more technical view, and it's a very good way to mix this view with people that have more social or political view of the problems.
Departing from this technical view, there are voices that say that internet, Facebook are a good way to increase the political participation, but also has a danger for these people to be controlled by the force of order.
Yes. It's a very right comment. Political. There's two aspects in your question. There's one aspect that is relative to does social network help people to become more involved? This is one aspect. I think that social network make more easy social interaction, any social interaction, and in particular political interaction that are a specific kind of social interaction. Meaning that clearly there is social network will help in doing better political interaction. Now, about the second aspect of the question, Julian Assange 2 weeks ago, I think in an interview said this, that internet is the largest spying machine that exists. Indeed, it is correct. But I will say that you don't need to go to internet to be spied. Even when you walk in the street, there are some eyes in the sky that can just follow you and see you and monitor you. And even if I go further than this, when you walk in the street, there are eyes that are looking to you from windows and so on. Meaning that the mistake is to think that internet is a secure environment. The problem happens when you believe that internet is a secure environment. No, internet is a place that you can be spied. You can be, you can have security issue, but also it's a wonderful freedom place. Now we have to get educated and educate ourselves and people that we know to the fact that to how behaving inside this almost dangerous environment, the same way that we teach to our children that when they want to go from one side of the street to the other side of the street, first look at the right or the left based on the country that you are, and after that look on the other direction and cross the street after. We have to educate ourselves and educate our children and educate the people that we know that internet is a place that you cannot be sure about anything on it. Information can be manipulated. Your privacy can be under attack, can be removed, and you have to behave taking into account all of this aspect.
One thing that we see is that the platforms are companies from the Western companies. It is maybe necessary that the Arab world develop their own technology.
Making a technology local is always needed, and even now I will say that the way that Facebook is used by people in the Arab world is not the same as the way that it is used in the Western world. Meaning that people make it local. Now, should I not trust Facebook and trust another system that will be Arabic based or built in Arab world? I will say that Facebook, you cannot trust to it, but any other system you cannot trust completely to it. It's just a matter of relatively trust that you put on any one of the solutions. I don't think that an Arab solution will be more trustable than Facebook. It might be less suspicious, it might feel less suspicious, but what I can say is that the biggest risk in a dangerous world is to feel in safety. Meaning that I would like that Facebook is a Western creation so that people in the Middle East just do not trust it 100%. It's not a bad thing.
I would like to ask you about the evolution of the democratic demands in Iran.
So the democratic demand in Iran is an ongoing demand that has almost 100 years of history. It's quite interesting to see that the first revolution in Iran happened even before around the 1905 revolution in Russia, that was asking for two major things. The Iranian revolution named Mashrute, was done 100 years ago, was done with two demands: to have a state of law and to have accountability. The same demand exists now, meaning that the democratic demand in Iran is having a state of law and accountability. Now, if you ask me about when the situation in Iran will change or when it will be a revolution or so, my answer is that the situation in Iran will change when people would like to change it. I'm not sure that the Iranian people are willing a revolution. They did it something like 28 years ago. They pay the cost of it. And I'm not sure that they are really willing to do a revolution. What they want is they want the government to be accountable, and they want to have a predictability in the law, meaning that to know really what is forbidden, what is authorized, and to have as much as possible freedom. Anyway, the Iranian society is a very conservative society, meaning that the Iranians do not want, in my perspective, the same thing that the European would want for themselves. The democratic point of view in Iran is not the same as the democratic view that we have in other countries. One of the major issues that exists in Iran is that the political participation of the population is very low, meaning that the people are not really participating in the life. And even when people emigrate to foreign country, for example, when Iranian goes to Canada or Australia or in US and they are free, they are yet not participating really in the political life of the community. Meaning that if I want to give a view about the evolution in Iran, I will say that it's an ongoing process. It's a struggle. The struggle will hopefully one day lead to a more open society. When it will happen? Tomorrow? The day after tomorrow? In 6 months? Next year? Only thing that I can say is that the Iranian society cannot anymore afford on a long term to be in the actual situation.
I would like to ask you about the attitude of Europe in direction of this of all these democratic demands in Arabic world.
You know, the problem of Europe is that Europe is still looking at the Arab world and the Middle East in a very paternalistic view, meaning that sometimes when people discuss about Facebook and the use of Facebook in Arab revolutions and so, I have the feeling that they are just astonished by the fact that, oh, these guys can use Facebook. These guys have the ability of using a computer. Come on. Nowadays, the Arab world have the same level of ability, the same possibility as any other country. The only problem being that people are beginning to figure out this point, and it takes some time to just understand that you are able and you can. Now, the only help that I would like for European country to have is for European country to not do anymore this double language, this double standard, where if a country is, in accordance with their interest, or if a country is fighting against Islamists, they have the right to do anything. It's the double language that is hurting the most. And what we should do as people that live in Europe, and we have also good relationship with Middle Eastern country, is that we need to have the same standard. We need to, if the freedom of press is a good thing in Europe, it should be also a good thing in Middle East. And if the fact that democracy is a good thing in Middle East, it should be also a good thing in Europe. For example, just to give an example, think that the Islamists in the Middle Eastern countries are a part of the society. So they have the right to play in the democratic arena. Mm-hmm. And just focusing on Islamists and saying that, oh, they are fair, we are fearing of them, they should not enter into the... No. If in Europe we can accept to have extreme right party, in Middle Eastern country we should accept to have conservative Islamic party. And now after that we'll see who will win in the election. And I'm pretty sure that the Arab countries are evolved enough, and the Middle Eastern countries are evolved enough to make a distinction between their religion, what they believe, what they do in their mosque, and what they do in their home, and what they are doing in the public agora and in the politics.